was a little bit of a shocker with room 2. Heaps and heaps of things that I didn't really enjoy. This week I want everything to go much closer to plan and budget, because we really did have some time delays last week. This week all the gyprocks coming in, and our gyprockers are going to be gyprocking the walls, they're going to be gyprocking the ceiling, and my floors arrived, the most amazing beautiful vinyl floors from Girfloor. They have arrived. I'm ordering my wallpaper, I'm choosing paint colors, my fans and lights have just arrived from Beacon Lighting. So I'm just trying to shift the energy of this space. It's always, from the beginning, this room has been so dark and so heavy. And, you know, we had Renee come in and clear it. Before we did covered over the floors, I cleared it again, and I'm just hoping that this week really sees this room turn around, because it really needs to. Anyone who is looking to have their room sheeted, if they do have rendered walls and brick walls like this house, I did get my Lecos in beforehand. So I've powered up that space, an extra 3 GPOs in the walls, because it's very easy when you're battening and framing out the walls. I can get all that slotted in behind my gyprock. This week we are off to a flying start with the boys from Hunter Lining Projects in the installation of the gyprock. Then it is over to Bones to fill in the gaps. I find this so satisfying to watch. Plastering is such an art form. Man, I love a freshly gyprock room. Do you know what? It's been around so long. Like, my dad's dad used it, my dad used it, I use it. You just can't go past it. I love it. Now that the gyprock's on and it has been completely set, it's time to bring in Regan from Team Ferris to get working on installing these gorgeous trims from InTrim. Just like in room 1, we're going for picture rails, chair rails, skirts and wainscoting. Wow! I am so excited! Room 2 is finally regaining some character. But let's check in with Josh, because I want to start planning out this wainscoting. Hey, the bad feeling's gone. There's no bad feeling anymore. Well, I think they need to be a minimum of, like, if we look at how far from the edge, I think they need to be the same distance from here as they are from here and as they are from the skirt. So how high up does our skirt come? So we need to make decisions like, that will have 1 on it, because you can't not panel that. My big thing is that it's easy when it's just 1, but do we then go, oh, 2, 3, 3, 1, 4, 3.
I was going to go 4.
How big was it?
4. 36. That's 39.
Back over to Regan to install this wainscoting trim. Now we've finally made our decisions. And it's now time to install the crown jewels into this room with Hunter Lining Projects. All men on deck, because these guys are not only heavy, but they are truly an artesian art to hang. So if you're ever wanting to hang some real plaster cornices, make sure you check with your gyprockers before you do so, because it's not something that everyone wants to tackle. But I must admit, these guys have embraced it as bread and butter. My favourite part now, time to show Dan the colours that we're going with. Alright, we're up to room 2 now.
Yep.
I don't think you're going to be as excited about the colours in here as you were in room 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not that classic colour like there was in here. So I'm super aware that as a design studio, I need to not freak people out when they come in.
Yeah.
And that room has flowers and birds and colour and stuff everywhere. So in here, I'm going to look at similar finishes, so the enamels on picture chair, skirt, doors, but I'm going to go a bit more cash with the wallpaper.
I like it.
So this wallpaper, and one of the reasons I like this, I like to touch the wallpapers. That will clean well.
Yeah, very well. It'll wipe up well.
Yeah. Nothing worse than like the matte wallpaper that you just look at it and it gets dirty. So the wallpaper again is between picture and chair.
Yep.
And this one's obviously all freshly plastered. So what will that mean we'll need to do to the walls before we paper it? We can't glue on that, can we?
Not straight away, no.
Okay.
I would recommend we put 2 undercoats on it, give it some good body, something to stick to, hold back anything that could be coming through. You know,
Well, you never know what could come through this house.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. So we probably need to, I'd throw 2 on there just to be safe, give it a really good body behind it.
And then we glue it. Is there a time that we have to wait? You know how paints take, like they dry and you can recoat, but then there's a cure time, right?
Yes, there is.
And so how long do we have to wait, do you reckon, between 2 undercoats before we then went and got all fancy?
Like the recommended, we'd have to check with different
Brands.
different brands,
Yeah.
different recommendations, but I would say 24 hours would be a good time.
Yeah.
Acrylic based sort of paint.
Just to make sure
Just to make sure it's gone, depending on the weather, depending on humidity, depending on
Yeah.
a lot of different things, but my professional experience,
At least 24 hours.
would be a good time to wait.
Alright, so in here, I've actually changed the white in here because one thing I think it's important people think about when they're using a white base on their wallpaper, have to make sure that the white you're using is the same white as the white on the
that's
wallpaper.
right.
Otherwise you look like silly.
Yep.
Because you end up making your wallpaper look dirty or your walls look dirty. So in here, we have got cradle white. So cradle white will be on skirts, picture rails, chair rails, wallpaper in between, and then the rest of the walls I'm going to go cradle white as well. But there's a little bit of colour. So for the inside of the front doors and the inside of the internal, I quite like this one too.
I like it again.
Yeah.
It's nice, soft.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's called Rendezvous.
Nice.
And it's close enough to room 1's internal doors.
It's a little family.
That if we have all the front doors open,
Yep.
it's not going to look like a box of Smarties
No.
from the front.
Yeah. Definitely
So-
marries in with it pretty well.
It does, hey. And when we eventually get to the outside,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they'll all sing together.
They will. I think they will.
Hoping. All right, so that's this room done.
We'll patch, sand, gap, get it all cleaned out.
Yep.
Bit of dust around the floor. We don't want that while around while we're painting, but that's
It's
part and
okay.
parcel of doing renovations. So
It is, hey.
we'll work it out. But yeah, that's about it. I think everything looks really good.
Cool. Hey, quickie. So, this. So,
Yeah.
are you going to hate me?
No, not at all.
It's really hot. Like, it looks hot.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of you when we did it.
Yeah.
Does that, like, make you want to cry?
No, it's fine.
So, basically, I want to know how you do it.
All right, we'll have a look at it a little bit closer. I'll do a little bit more research, but what I'm thinking is a sand and maybe a metal primer just on there.
Like
just
an
straight
etching
up, like an
primer?
etch primer, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Probably would get away with an acrylic undercoat. It's a really high quality acrylic undercoat,
Yep.
but maybe for,
Longevity.
for longevity, we should probably put a primer on there. Now, yeah, we could go both ways there, but we'll just have to look into it a little bit more and work that out. So,
It is really cool. Like, I do
Yeah.
love that we don't have arcs all around it and
Yeah.
timber everywhere.
Yeah.
And I do love that it was like a quarter of the time of a plasterer.
yeah,
But I was thinking about you. I just didn't want to tell you.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No, we'll sort it out. Nothing's a problem.
Huge week in room 2 this week. So much has happened in here. The horror, or the visual horror of the writing all over the walls and everything else that was on the walls is officially gone. So the plasterboard went up and the gorgeous timber trims from in trim have gone on. So I have matched in with room 1 in here, in that we have skirting boards, chair rails, picture framing trims underneath the chair rails, as well as picture rails. I do love the high ceilings in here, which means that I can use the picture rails, and I've done that for 2 reasons. So the first reason is it is so practical. It means that I don't have to worry about putting hooks in the wall. I can change my mind as much as I change my socks in regard to artwork in here or anything else that I might want to suspend from that picture rail. Thanks for joining me. Did you know I wrote a book all about creating wealth through renovating property? I've popped a link below in the description so you can check it out. See you next time and enjoy.